Hi guys, welcome to another monthly reset. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of reflecting, some budgeting, talking about my favorite things in February, and then setting some new goals. So for February, my first goal was to complete my tax return, which I did. I talk about how much I got back in my return and what my plans are in my budgeting video for March. So be sure to check that out if you want to know about that and if you like budgeting. Next thing was to publish a spreadsheet, which I did not do. Like, I had so much stuff going on in the background in February that I just was not able to do it. The thing that took up the most of my time was editing my Spain vlog. So that's available if you like vlogs, but I had to edit 4 hours worth of footage. So it took a very long time and therefore I was not able to complete the spreadsheet, which is okay. Next thing that I had on my goals list was to complete an activity this month, and I did not because once again, I had so many other things going on. I just did not do anything extra. I did look up things to do and there was like nothing much. When I initially looked, I looked twice actually, and after that I just kind of gave up. In addition to being busy, I was like, I have a lot to do and I'm just not about to stress myself out about that. I will be doing a bunch of things in March, so we'll talk about that in a second, so we're good there. And then one thing that I had on my January reset to do as a goal but never got to was to read a book, and I ended up reading a book, and it actually is on my favorites list, so we'll talk about that in a few. Other things on the to-do, so just tasks basically. Went to the dentist and I did finish booking my trip for March, so things like getting the hotels and the train tickets and basically deciding what I want to do. So I did manage to do that, and that sounds simple enough, but it literally takes me like days and tons of research to like plan these trips. So I'm glad I was able to do that, because the longer you wait, like the more the prices go up, and I'm just not about that. So February was an interesting month. Like, I accomplished like half of these goals, right? But I felt like I still did a lot outside of the goals, so then I don't feel like any sort of way about them. Moving on into finances, we're going to be going into my February, what I spent in a month. Okay, so for February, I had $1,000 to start in my variable checking account. My salary, I paid myself $1,800 because I ended up spending more money than I initially budgeted, which is fine. And then I made the same $42 from cashback from Rakuten, which I love. So $1,842 is what I had to work with for the month. Available balance, a combination of the starting balance and the income, is $2,842. Cell phone was the same at $132. Nothing for subscriptions. Electricity came in lower, which is always nice, $42. Internet was $45. Groceries, $352, so a little bit higher than budgeted, which is fine. Fuel, $91, so that came in lower. I actually lowered my budget going forward for groceries because, like I said, I'm going to be part-time, so then I shouldn't be driving as much. Wellness was the same at $59. Home, I did not spend $15 here. I didn't spend any money on my home. I didn't end up buying any flowers. I didn't like the flowers they had at Trader Joe's. I had a bunch of Valentine's Day flowers, aka roses, and they were not doing it for me, so I did not buy any. Car maintenance, I spent $5 to wash my car. I got rid of the subscription because it used to be $15, but I don't wash my car enough for it to be worthwhile, so I did not keep it. Next up, tax prep cost me a little bit more than I anticipated, so $103, but like not bad still. Content creation came in around what I expected, $297, so that is for my website hosting and then website domain. I ended up switching providers, but didn't really save me any money, but I think like for what I'm getting, it's a better deal. Toiletries cost me $80. What did I get? I bought my Sonicare brush heads and then I bought my hand cream. So I spend a good amount of money on hand cream. I always get Aveda, so I got the Aveda Hand Relief Moisturizing Cream. If you're about keeping your hands moisturized, like, this is the real deal. It is so good. I like found out about it from a friend. I went to her house and like she had this and like handed me some, and I was like, oh my god, like, what is this? I need it. So then I have been a fan ever since. Once a year I get this one, so this is like the largest size, and this one I keep at work, and then I usually get a couple of sample sizes. So this one has 3 different flavors in it of the travel size, and I keep one in my car as well. So my hands stay moisturized. I cannot stand dry hands. Like, that's like the worst feeling ever. Actually, dry any body part is terrible, but dry hands are pretty bad. So $80 for those 2 things. Coffee shops, I end up spending $7 at the coffee shop. You know, normally I don't go to coffee shops on the regular, but I had a couple occasions. One, I forgot my lunch. I forgot my breakfast one morning at work, and then the other time there was no electricity, so there was no way for me to make coffee, and I needed coffee, so I went on to grab some coffee. So $7, you know, it's negligible, but yeah. Books, I spent $2. I went to Goodwill. I don't normally go to like thrift stores because I never find anything in there, but I was like, once again, this was when the power was out, so I ended up at Goodwill just out of boredom and to like stay out of the cold of my house. So I did end up finding a book. So I found this book. It's called Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting. I'm, I think, about a third of the way through. It's actually relatively good. Like, normally the books at the thrift stores are terrible. They're just like really old books, cooking books, books about like a religion, just like weird stuff that like I guess is there for a reason because nobody wants it. So I was surprised to find an actual good book. So that cost me $2, which is pretty nice. Jewelry, I got some jewelry. I spent $572 on jewelry. I actually got this yesterday, so you know, literally in the last few moments of February, I like increased my spending, of course. So I've been wanting some tennis type jewelry for a while. So the tennis necklace and the tennis bracelet. I saw an article in the New York Times about this brand that offers them. They are not like, they're fine jewelry, but like they're not like 100% gold and not like actual diamonds, because otherwise they would cost like thousands of dollars. And I was like, while I don't mind spending money on things that are quality, I do not feel like I'm going to invest a lot of money in jewelry for the simple fact that jewelry can be easily lost. Like, I have lost around 3 pieces of jewelry since I started buying jewelry, and it's a very disheartening. Like, I'm very emotionally attached to things that I have because I choose them for a reason, and if I really enjoy them, then like I like literally have a meltdown when they no longer exist. So having lost several pieces of jewelry, like I'm not really trying to spend over $1,000 on any one jewelry piece. So I decided to get these. They're gold plated and the gems are man-made sapphire. So they came highly regarded according to the New York Times article. So we'll see how they are. This is from the brand Dorsey. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I did not see any YouTube reviews about it, so I was a little like, you know, raising an eyebrow to that. So we'll see. Hopefully, I mean, if they suck, they're going back, but you know, we'll see. I'll let you guys know how they are, or you'll probably see me wearing them if I do like them and keep them. So I ended up, I guess I didn't say what I got. I got a necklace. I got a choker. Like, I really like chokers or like really short necklaces. I don't like long necklaces at all. So I got one of those, and then I got a bracelet. So, you know, almost $600. So in terms of spending in the variable checking account, that was $1,787, leaving me with a balance for March of $1,055. The fixed checking account starting balance was $2,200. Salary, or effectively how much these bills here cost on average per month, is $2,200. So the available balance was $4,400. I forgot to put this in here, but I did have to pay taxes and fees, and that was $210. My car loan is the same, and the total for in terms of spending in the fixed checking account was $1,860 with an end balance of $2,540. So this is the breakdown of what I spent for the month of February. I spent 29% on extra things, so these things over here, 13% on living, so these things over here, and then 57% on bills, so these 2 sections over there. And of course the reason for that is because my car loan is quite high, so it does look as though it takes up a huge part of my income, but this is not my entire income, because I already, before this income comes to my checking account, I set aside money for investing and saving. So this is only a portion of the income that is being accounted for there. So don't fear, I'm not overextending myself. So income for the month, $4,042, spending $3,647, bills accounted for $2,079, living $507, extra $1,061, leaving $395 remaining. So let's move on to my February favorites. In terms of my February favorites, most of it is in the media category. There was like nothing new that I added to my life this month, or that I already had that I don't already love, that I need to talk about. But in media, I started watching The Last of Us, and I actually really enjoyed. I do not enjoy like the monsters at all, but I do like the storyline, so I'm happy I found that. I wasn't even gonna watch it at all because I was like, why is this so hyped? Like this, I don't understand the hype. And I still don't really understand the hype either. Like it seems like a hidden gem, like something that you would not find because of its popularity, but like turns out to be good. So it was interesting. But yeah, I like it. If you're watching it, let me know what you think about it, if it's worth all the hype. And then other things that relate to media were, I listened to the audiobook Atomic Habits finally. Once again, I wasn't even gonna like listen to that either because I read the reviews and the reviews were not good, ironically, even though it's like all over social media. So it was just like, oh my god, like this probably isn't good, but I like took a chance and I'm glad that I did. Sometimes the reviews cannot be trusted, especially with books. Like I find like books are like so polarizing, like people are like, this is like the worst book ever, or they're like, this is the best book. So it's just like, I just did my own due diligence. I listened to, I think they had like a snippet of the audiobook, so I listened to that and I was like, okay, well this sounds a little bit promising. So it was actually really good. I've been in the background, because I haven't really talked about this, like working on some of the habits that I have and my mindset when it comes to things that are difficult, because I've mentioned this before, like I am resistant to things that take a lot of work for the most part. I mean, clearly I have done a lot of things and accomplished a lot of things that did require a lot of work, but like I hated like the entire process. But yeah, so this was like, the book was really good. I like learned a lot, and it did change or enhance like some of the things that I'm already working on in the background. So I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I definitely recommend. It is worth all the hype. Other things that I liked were this book. So this is the book that I finally got down to reading. I was supposed to read it during my Spain vacation, but I never got to it because I was like too busy or just was not in the mood. But anyway, I finally read it because I was having a moment of anxiety. When I'm having anxiety and I don't want to think about like what's causing the anxiety, then I like try to like watch YouTube, watch a show, but there was like nothing on YouTube and like no good shows to watch. Like I already had watched everything that I wanted to watch. So then I was like, the only thing left is the books. So I picked up this book and it was really good. I finished it in like less than a day. I started it in the evening and then finished it like the next day. So it was really good. It is Electric Idol by Katie Roberts, and I mentioned it before when I first bought it, but it's basically based on Greek gods, but in like with a modern spin, and it is a romance, a spicy romance. So we love that over here. So it was really good in that regard. Easy to read, clearly, and entertaining. So yes, enjoyed that. Moving on to goals for March. March should be a good month. I am fully part-time, yay. So that means I only have to work 20 hours a week, which is a total vibe. So the first goal that I have for March is to actually get to publishing the spreadsheet. Like, I have several days off, clearly, because I only work 20 hours a week. So now I should be able to set some time aside to like work on creating the graphics and the posting. So hopefully that happens. Other goals, do an activity, and this one is kind of like a cheat because I'm already going to be doing these activities. I have a concert booked and I'm going on vacation. So I'm always like doing a bunch of stuff on vacation. So that's already checked off in theory. And then my other goal was to read another book. I have already started a book, so hopefully I can finish it this month. And then the big thing, which is new for me, is to finally declutter my clothes. I've been talking about this for like over a year. I said I was gonna do it, and I kind of haphazardly did it, and I'm still nowhere where I want to be. But effectively, I listened to Marie Kondo's book. I will put the book up on the screen because I can't recall the exact name that is. And it really inspired me to set aside some time to declutter. Now, she says that the best way to declutter is to do it all at once, and I've been waiting for the time when I can actually do that. So now that I have the time, I will be decluttering my clothes, and I want to get that done clearly before I go on vacation, because after that it's going to be like a whirlwind of activity. So I will be decluttering my clothes. My goal is to, I don't know my goal, I want to get rid of 50% of my things. I don't know if I have 50% of clothes that I need to get rid of, but we'll see. I do plan on filming it as well, which I feel will make me more likely to do it. So yeah, stay tuned for that if you want to see how much excess I have. So next thing that I have in terms of things that I need to do in March, I need to buy another Pilates pass. My pass is finishing up I think next week, and I need to buy another pass. And I was not going to do this because summer's coming and I usually do or get out a little bit more and just work out on my own in terms of like walking and stuff. But I think I'm gonna get the pass because Pilates, I don't know, like it's hard and sometimes I like dread it because it's so much work. Like I said, I don't really like to work too hard if I don't have to, but I think it's for my own benefit. Like I said, I'm trying to like develop these like better habits, and I think I need to stick with Pilates. So I need to buy another pass, and that's gonna cost like plus 200 900. Oh my god, I'm having a dyslexic moment. It costs $290. So it's on the pricey side, and that's for 10 passes. But yeah, I need to do that. And then I need to get quotes around my AC because I need to get it fixed. Last summer was like not great because it was so hot. I was like barely made it through last summer, and since I'm gonna be at home more this summer, then I definitely needed to be working because I can't imagine. It was tolerable because I was like working like most of the week, so you know, I only had to deal with the heat on the weekends and like after work, but even that was like not great. So I need to get some quotes about that. I already know it's gonna cost at least $2,000 to $3,000, which is why I'm like not really enthused about it, but you know, in the end I think it'll be worth it. And then I have a couple work things that I need to do that have to get done this month. So I have them on the to-do list. So that is going to be my monthly reset for March. Let me know what you guys are up to for March in terms of your goals, etc. And I will see you guys in the next video.